Hi, beautiful humans. This is Stella. Welcome to my channel. This is a space where all the things are possible and we get to talk about manifestation, living life under your terms, leadership, and so much more. Today, we're going to talk about manifesting overnight. Is time a real factor when it comes to manifesting? Is there a divine time? This is what you get to master so that you can get anything you desire. You get to really attract anything you want once you master this. So, is the concept of divine time a parameter that is really determining whether you can get your manifestation in a heartbeat overnight, or does it have to take a certain amount of time depending on the manifestation? My take on that, my experience on that is that there is no divine time. The divine time is you. You are the operant power, and the only thing you need is literally your self concept up to the roof, your command, and persisting. Once you've made the decision and you apply any technique of manifestation, whether it is scripting, affirming, visualizing, you're sending a command to the universe, and whatever you inject along the way is what is going to create the delay, the timeline that will apply to you specifically. So it's basically really focusing on reaffirming that you are the operant power that makes the timeline collapse or expand. And what I've experienced in different areas of manifesting, especially in the early stages when I was confronted to these different issues or questions we may have about manifesting, I've experienced many times that, first of all, whatever I believe is what is going to start unfolding before me. So the only thing that makes a difference is literally the stories you're telling yourself. Let me give you an example. For instance, I was manifesting a grant for a training that was coming to a deadline that I needed to enroll on in order to move forward. And the next session wouldn't be a match for me. So regardless of the sense of urgency or the potential stress or mindset instability that may have triggered me to think, oh my god, the timeline is coming to an end, there's a deadline, I'm not going to be able to enroll in, is really the story you tell yourself, the self-concept you have on yourself, the decision, the commitment you made to yourself to be the operant power and being the one who gives the direction regardless. So I was told that it takes a certain amount of time, that it takes such and such amount of weeks, and I simply followed up, but I didn't try to interact with it in a sense of being influenced by the 3D, being triggered by the 3D, trying to fix it, trying to give, justification whatsoever. I just sent a reminder that I wanted to get this grant, and I was kindly asking for a feedback, and that was it. But I told to myself that I'm enrolling in this program that was coming up the very next day. That was the deadline. And I kid you not, even though I had a response, to the email that it takes a certain time, the delay is such and such, it came through the very first hour in the morning, and I was able to enroll on time, which made a huge, indescribable difference in my projection. So, what I'm giving you this example is to tell you that anything you want to manifest is instant manifestation. Once you've made the decision, you've made the affirmation, or using a technique, you have sent this comment to the universe. Something is, or someone, something is triggered in the universe for your manifestation to unfold before you. The time it will take will only depend on the story that you make about how this should unfold. So this is why two persons in the same situation will not have the same perception and not get the same result, because they will not have the same projection of what should happen, what they would not have the same assumption. So this is really reaffirming that it is vital for you to make it a normal to assume the best outcome possible when it comes to manifesting, because there is no rule. Literally, manifestation and time are not linear. That doesn't work that way. And once you really master this parameter, once you really embrace understanding that this is real, that there is no preset steps that you have to follow in order to get your manifestation, it can start happening like that, either overnight, which happens to me continuously. When it would normally take a crazy amount of time, you can get a response, a circumstance showing up the very next day. It doesn't have to be, we sometimes tend to have certain templates on the time it may take to get a manifestation, like 3 days, 21 days. It really doesn't matter. It is really about realizing that you have been training yourself to manifest with a delay, with a certain amount of steps for your entire life. This is why manifesting may seem like a long process, but you've been doing this consistently and making the decision unconsciously that this needs to take a certain amount of steps or time. Once you drop this assumption, once you drop this resistance, this is a huge resistance, you will realize that it actually happens instantly. There is something shifting, there is always movement, and if you can identify areas of your life where you get things done instantly just because you have the blueprint, you've been doing that over and over again, you don't question it, you don't input fear into it, you don't add steps that are not relevant, and you get, there is always an area of your life where you are a master, where you don't have to go through so many steps and so much struggle to get to the point. If you could transfer this ability to let go, to expect the best outcome to any area where you're struggling more, you will start noticing the shift, the difference very fast. Everything is about what you decide, what you believe, and what is the story you're telling yourself. So for anything, any area of your life, if you can start dropping this weight that is slowing you down, you will understand that instantly someone may instantly message you, text you, think about you, starting taking actions towards whatever is in your mind. And if you don't waver, and if you don't double check and question yourself, you will get there faster and faster, effortlessly. This is where you get in alignment in what is in your self-concept and what you materialize in your 3D reality, period. So The divine time is you. You are the operant power. That is really the meaning of it. Operant power means that you are the one deciding, you are the one giving the pace, you are the one creating, and there is nothing outside of yourself that can trigger this to happen faster, or there is nothing outside yourself that is slowing up the process. So if you've checked my video about the mirror principle, I will most likely link it here or here. Um, this really summarizes how this really works on a more, scientific approach eventually. But manifestation is science, manifestation is reality, and there is no way you can be limited in any aspect whatsoever, and this implies time as well. Time is not linear. Something can drop instantly to accelerate your manifestation any moment in time. So this is it for today. This is a topic that is really going to help you accelerate your manifestation if you can, get playful with this. This is really an experience. This is literally playing a game, practicing dropping the preconceived ideas you have about such and such situation, and really making space for yourself to be limitless, to enjoy the ride, and creating what is in your mind and what you deserve. If you want to take your manifestation to the next level, all the links are down below. You can get access to my free guided meditation, my self-paced course, or access to my longer container where we dig deeper and get your manifestation to the roof. I send you so much love. If this video was of any value, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye for now.